So what makes this tube bait different? A tube bait's a tube bait unless it's a craw tube. But this little innovative design is setting it apart from all the other tubes out there. Today, we're throwing the Deps tube ringer. It's Northern Strain style. Hit that like and subscribe. Let's go. Okay, let's check it out. The old tube ringer. There's a ton of tubes out there and they're basically all the same, you know, except for maybe some are double dipped or double poured and have a thicker wall or a thinner wall or longer phalanges or not, you know. But let's check out the Deps one. It's your standard tube. It's 4.5 inches long. You know, it's got the little tube ribs. Now what sets it apart are these little arms here. We'll get into that in a minute once we rig it up. But it also has nice thick walls and it has a nice thick nose on it. Now too, with this tube, it has that real thick nose on it, so it's going to have a nice soft silent landing. They recommend rigging it up on one of their spike head tube jigs, and it's nice when a company comes out with a hook for the bait, because then it's just a perfect fit. Now if you don't have the custom hook that they recommend a jig, a tube jig in a 2 or 3/0 size hook. It's got the spiraling down action, and also it has a darting action, and it kind of just darts whatever way it wants to. There's not, you know, it doesn't just go this way, that way. It'll go this way, it'll come back forward, which is just killer, you know. So it's super erratic action. It's darting every which way. The fish don't know which way it's gonna go, so they gotta pounce on it. There we go. Decent little largie. Hitting that old Deps tube ringer. Alright, let's rig up that Deps tube ringer. This is such a sweet little bait, you know. It's super creative, super inventive. So when you fish the tube jig, you know, your hook is exposed, your hook point's exposed. And what these little arms do, so what you do is you just push your jig head hook up there, whatever your favorite is. Right now I'm using that Core Tackle. I think it's their ultimate swim bait hook. And what I like to do is just cut it up so that sits up there a little bit better. Now what's sweet about these arms is you just go like that. Bam, it's weedless. Now you're gonna say, oh, why didn't you rig it to this side? Well, because then after this one rips, I can hook that one up real easy without having to pull the bait off and switch it around. All right, let's check out the different colors they come in. So a lot of times you lose the spiraling down action. With the tube jig when you're working it in thick weeds, because you have to rig it Texas style. But now with this, and you can rig it up weedless, now you can throw it with the tube jig style into the weeds. And man, it's just something that the fish haven't seen a lot, you know, even though they've seen a lot of tubes in the weeds, they haven't seen it worked like this. There we go. Nice largie. Man, this is such a textbook staging, pre-spawn staging spot. Ain't very big, but we'll take them. A little rat ski. So if you look at this spot, this is just a typical pre-spawn staging spot. We're sitting here in like 16 feet of water. Up on the other side of this point, it's 2 feet of water. It's a nice spawning bay, and man, they're just sitting here off this break, and they're wadded up waiting for the sun to come out and the water to warm up and go in there and, you know, do their thing. Now a tube bait is one of my all-time favorite baits. It's one of the first baits I've learned to bass fish on, and they get bit all year long. So if you're ever struggling with anything, you know, fishing smallies or largies and the bite just totally dies out, you know, I mean, a tube always seems to get a bite when nothing else will. I'm throwing it on this Dobbin 7.3, the Savvy series. It's a medium heavy, and I'm pairing it up with a Daiwa to Tula, 8-to-1 gear ratio, 18-pound fluorocarbon, and that's the setup. God, they're just mush mouthing it. It's a nice one. This water temp was 58 degrees a few days ago. It's dropped down to 54. I've been catching them on boot tails. Couldn't get bit. Pulled out the old tube jig, that Deps tube bringer, to the face.